Very nice. Oh, I sure hope I don't sit down on you, man. Again. I'm gonna go back and... Oh, dear. This is good practice tonight. Oops.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so I'm not alone on that tonight?
No.
Stand up. What happened here?
Why is it any time I ever try to sit anywhere, it always says no room?
Well, that's better than me. I've been sitting on people. Oh,
Yeah.
avatars.
Are we all here?
Are there 10 of us all together? Let's see. I think we're here.
Fantastic. I guess I'll just get started. Oh. I did my project on a brief history of the jukebox, mainly in the 1930s and 40s. The coin-operated musical industry started with coin-operated music boxes and player pianos. They were shortly followed by the coin-and-slot phonograph, the jukebox's predecessor. These were very popular in public places throughout the 1890s. The coin-and-slot phonograph was invented by Louis Glass and William S. Arnold in 1889. They first placed their coin-operated Edison Siller phonograph in the Palais Royal Saloon in San Francisco. It had a very interesting construction. It was simply an Edison Class M electric phonograph, which is just a very primitive record player, in an oak cabinet that was fitted with a coin mechanism. As the first of its kind, it was... The machine had no amplification, so patrons had to listen to the music using one of 4 listening tubes. Yet the drawbacks had no effect on its popularity. U.S. patent number 428,750 earned over $1,000 in its first 6 months of service, which is an astronomical amount of nickels. From 1910 to 1920, the phonograph was massively popular. It was the best medium of the time for popular music, and recordings of orchestral, classical, jazz, and blues music proliferated. However, the 1920s saw the birth of the radio. The radio offered free music, which was a huge boon during the Great Depression of the 1930s. Having no extra nickels to spare, most consumers opted for radios. This led to the phonograph industry seriously declining. The phonograph's market had seriously dwindled by the 1930s, and most suppliers relied mainly on dance records. However, the 30s was the era when the phonograph was coined the jukebox, and destined to rise from the ashes. Does anyone have any idea why it's called the jukebox?
Ooh, good question.
I'll take that as a no.
Does,
oh, no,
does
go
it
ahead.
have, Chris, does it have anything to do with Jubal?
I have no idea what Jubal is. And I don't think so. No. Good try.
Jubal,
Good try.
go ahead then. No, I'm off.
Okay. The term jukebox appeared in the 1930s and was thought to have originated in the southern United States. Conventional wisdom has determined that the origin either comes from the African word jute, J-O-O-T, meaning to dance, jute, J-U-T-E, a fibrous product grown in the South, or juke, J-O-O-K, which is a word used by descendants of African slaves and meant disorderly or wicked. A juke house, the J-O-O-K, was a term used to describe out-of-the-way shacks used by workers for dancing, drinking, and also as brothels. It's all unconfirmed, but the term clearly originated as a colloquialism used by southern U.S. field workers for their entertainment. Interestingly enough, the jukebox provided the only outlet for black recording artists, as mainstream radio was, through the 30s and 40s, and even into the 50s, still pretty much a white medium. I chose the jukebox as the focus for my presentation because I've always had a deep love for the music of the 1930s, most especially the jazz. The 1930s saw an unprecedented rise in innovation in the jazz community, as well as opened the door for many black musicians to show their talent. Regrettably, though, the 30s were a time of serious and racism, which is why the jukeboxes were really the only medium for black musicians. Further, Cab Calloway is one of my absolute favorite artists, and his music truly proliferated during the automated photograph era. Calloway was a master of energetic scat singing and led one of the United States' most popular African-American big bands from the start of the 1930s through the late 40s. And I'm going to play you guys a sample of his song, St. James Infirmary.
Oh my goodness.
Is it not coming out? No. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of audio difficulty. Oh, I see what the problem is. One more try. So you can see he has a fantastic voice, and I didn't get to the scat part, but he really can make noises that are intriguing. You should check him out, Cab Calloway. Finally, an interesting tidbit about the jukebox is that according to interviews with a former Wurlitzer employee, and Wurlitzer was one of the biggest names in the jukebox industry, the first reference to jukebox came from a Texas distributor around 1937. It took headquarters a little time to clarify what it meant. When Farney Wurlitzer, who was the founder of the company, discovered the use of the term, he banned its use, since he viewed it as degrading and felt automatic phonographs to be fine things. Wurlitzer's company never used the term in advertisement until 1972 for the model 1050 jukebox, well after Farney's death. Well, there you go. Any questions?
Wow, fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating. You got
What's
questions?
the name of the guy again? What is it? Cab what?
Cab Calloway? C-A-L-L-O-W-A-Y.
Okay.
Lost my...
All right. Is that all? No questions?
I've lost my clap. I can't find my clap.
Well, I'm getting the message.
That was fascinating, Chris. Fascinating.
Thank you
I
very
never
much.
looked into that before. Fascinating.
Yeah, I just had to do a little bit of research. It's really interesting.
It sure is. Any questions? Cab Calloway, St. James Infirmary. I have a question.
Sure.
What are the words to the St. James Infirmary in effect? Somebody going to the infirmary?
Oh, you mean like what the metaphoric meaning is?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I think it's talking about illness. I haven't actually dissected the lyrics. I apologize. But
No,
most
it's okay.
most of his songs try to really lighten the mood of the situation, which is it has to do with like the hardship with the times economically, and
Yes.
like he has songs about like Minnie the Moocher, about people mooching off people. He even has a song that focuses mainly around like, have some gravy, Davy, and it's like a silly little rhyme about feeding everyone that comes to his house. It's called Everybody Eat to My House.
Wow.
So
Thank
it's really just to lighten the mood. Yep.
Nice, good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful.